Hello, good morning, good afternoon. Um, I'm Fahim Ahmed and I am a digital business analyst. And what I am going to analyze is this specific business. And the business I have chosen is one of the biggest, I believe, and statistically proven, one of the biggest broadcasters in the UK, and that is the BBC. Now, today I'm going to go in depth and look at all the little features and services and everything else that the BBC provides. Also, I'm going to describe any positives and negatives that I have found throughout this whole research and this whole endeavor looking for everything. I have put it all into this presentation, which I am going to present to you today. So I'm going to give you a brief introduction of this presentation. So firstly, introduction of the BBC, which is um, a global, not in the UK only, it's global, one of the biggest broadcasting agencies and station in the world. It's really big around the world, but it's the biggest one in the UK. They have lots of different services, um, going from the biggest one, which is BBC News, which they give the news. They have the BBC Radio. They have TV shows, so from BBC One to BBC Four. They also have different kids shows, which is stuff like CBeebies and CBBC. Um, Not only that, they have so many different features that people can go in and look at and um, find what they're looking for. There's also in different countries. So in Wales they have BBC Cymru. In Scotland they have BBC Scotland. In Ireland they have BBC Ireland. So yeah, I believe that the BBC was created between the 1920s to the 1930s. First started as a private company, but over the World War, they turned into a public news type company to spread the news and show what they're capable of, um, getting the public's opinion and basically showing all the news that they gathered during the World War. And from that, they've only increased and become as popular as they are today. So that's the introduction I'll give for the BBC. Okay, so the first in-depth look that I'm going to show to you is the political aspect of the BBC. Now, from my research, which I've conducted, I've come across a lot of different things said about the political aspect of the BBC, as it mainly is a news broadcasting. So, but at the start, yes, there was a bit of problems, which there was a little bias. There was a little this is during the World War times, but um, they have improved upon that. They've gone to a non-influential, non-influence type organization where they do not pick a side. So it said there's a quote from one of the head people in the BBC saying that the BBC must remain an absolutely independent from political and commercial influence. So they do not show any favoritism to either side of any parties, and during politics they only show what the public need to see, um, and they don't show any bias towards anyone. So that's all I'm going to say for the political part. So the next part I'm going to talk about is the ethical part of the BBC. Now, ethics um, do change depending on who's saying or what they're saying. But for the BBC, some people do not like how the BBC get their information, and they prefer it to be more private, and they don't like the news in general. But however, um, in ethical reasons, the BBC used the cleanest and most best way to get information, regardless of if people like it or not. They're just doing their job, which is getting information and distributing it to the public. So journalists, a lot of journalists in the BBC, they usually use social media and different networking sites to get the information. And some people do not like it. It could be they could improve upon this in the future by finding more ethical ways to get the information and show it. But right now, this is the best way that journalists are doing it, and yeah, I believe that the ethical part of the BBC can be improved, but at this moment, it's not as bad as other organizations, although it could be improved upon. Now, the next part I'm going to talk about is the social aspect of the BBC. Now, social as a whole topic in itself, as the 21st century, it has social media, different types of social aspects out there are really in the limelight. So for the BBC, um, from going from really early ways to not really getting the way they used to socialize, like get their information and be social, is through letters and um, the radio. But nowadays, through more technology that has come around, which I'll explain in the next slide, I believe, um, it's the BBC have made a giant leap to discussing more of their aspects that they've gotten, and they connect they connect with people through other features that they have, such as the music. So from BBC Radio, how they get the music in, sports through the sports channel. They are more connected with the audience than they have ever been, and I believe that's a really good positive for the BBC, as they are only getting more and more connected throughout the years. Yeah. So, as I said briefly in the last slide, um, because of the technological advancements in the 21st century, the BBC has had a massive impact on ways they get the information and the ways they distribute it. Um, the technology that they have are the best you could get in the 21st century regarding how quickly they get information, how quickly they give it out. Um, as I've written down, the BBC spends about 125 million on technology and an extra 200 million on distributing that technology. Um, and like through different hardwares and softwares, um, the BBC have been on point with the technology, although in the future it could only get better. Um, but yeah, with the technology, it's only helping them benefit, as they are just doing everything a lot quicker, a lot easier, and a lot smoother with the organization. That is why they are the biggest one in the UK. So the next one I'm going to speak about is the legal aspect, and um, with the legal aspects and the legality of everything that the BBC does, um, there are issues um, in the past that have happened where they have had some biased complaints, and they have had other different complaints. However, they have never officially had any legal actions taken against them, because they are really on their job. They have followed the rules over the years. Um, the BBC is the largest one in the UK, so they get about 10,000 emails per day, 1,000 pictures per week, and they don't, they cannot show this to anyone other than what they are tasked to do with those emails and those pictures and videos. And they have been sticking to the rules, and they have not had barely any legal actions ever taken against them. So for the legal aspect of the BBC is actually really well taken care of and well done. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to talk about for the BBC is the environmental aspect of the BBC. And the BBC has taken the environment very seriously over the years, which is very good. Not only do they always show awareness in whenever they broadcast or say anything or show anything, there is always an environment sector in the website which anyone can click on and research if they want to, which is always there. BBC has always been on top of the game when it comes to the environment, and they have come across different ways they show this. For example, what they do for themselves is in the BBC head office, they support rainwater by saving water everywhere and inside the office, and they only use disposable cups, and it's not allowed in the offices, and it can only be recycled. So yeah, so that's what the little stuff that BBC do to help the environment. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is the capabilities of the BBC. And in this picture, you can see the capability framework that the BBC has, that they have, which shows different things that they have and they plan to do to make a better infrastructure for the business. Starting from the foundation to the audience interaction, and different things that they have, which they'll show to the audience, etc. They have set these foundations because they didn't have an original framework, but over the years they built one, which I believe that every different broadcasting organization should follow. And even if this framework does change, the actual basis doesn't change a lot. They have a lot of different capabilities, going from the supply chain to the creation, the plans, the audience interactions, and yeah, that is the capabilities of the BBC. Yeah. Finally, the evaluation of the whole thing, which I have went through and researched, is that overall the BBC is a very massive company which has different hundreds and hundreds of staff, but altogether they are maintained very well. They bring a lot of income for the UK with all the services that they provide. They have a lot of options for the public to intervene in, given their opinions on what BBC can improve on, if they need help. But overall, there are a few improvements that the BBC can do, going from more inclusion, so giving a lot more options to the public, which they can give more of opinion on, just rather than just a little box or a little email that who knows if the BBC can tweak it or not. But some raw straight public opinion which they can add on. They don't need to be as strict as they look. They can ease up on some of the guidelines which are there, so it is more interactive for younger people, as the main audience for the future will be the young people, and as of this generation are not as involved in the news and in other political aspects which the older generation are, so they should be more inclusive to them as well, having more features for these young people to get involved in and communicate more via the BBC. But these little things can be added into the future, and I believe these improvements will only help the BBC. But overall, they have a good structure, and everything that they are doing has been working and will work in the future. But yeah, thank you for listening.